In the women's wheelchair basketball, Canada confirmed their status as one of the favourites by rolling past Colombia and into the semi-finals. The Colombians scored a win in their first match, but the Canadians unbeaten and heading to the top of Group A. Katie Danadu and the team making comfortable progress in their first two games. It's been a good tournament for Aaron Young too, turning over the ball here and more than ready to get to the other end and convert the advantage. Colombian skipper Gladys Gomez was trying the big points at the end of the first period to try and cut the deficit, but when it didn't go in, Canada were poised to punish. They led 25 points to 6 at the end of the first quarter. Colombia were getting better returns on their set pieces in the second period. Karen Dones sinking this. Captain Gomez with the assist, the number 14 ending the match with 17 of her team's 25 points. But where Colombia were not hitting the mark, Canada were, scoring 18 points to 7 in the second quarter. And experience another advantage for the North Americans, shutting down time on the ball for their opponents who just found time against them. Katie Danando looked as though she had all the time in the world. Sticking home the shot, wearing a number 9 on her arm in memory of teammate Maud Jakes, who died at the beginning of October. 18 points in the match for her and 18 for Aaron Young. It was all Canada in the final stages. The final score, 71 points to 25. Canada finishing top of Group A, and they'll go into the semi-finals of the Parapan American Games in 2023. Brazil had only lost one match in Santiago. That was to tabletop in Canada. Underdogs in the competition, but with a real chance of taking a place on the podium at the end of the tournament. El Salvador hampered by having 5 fewer players in their squad, so just 7 to rotate during the match. And just the 1 point for them in the first quarter, but Paulo Assunção on target there. The Brazilians rolling in 22 points. In the second quarter, El Salvador able to show a bit of dazzle. This turnover turned into 3 points by Yasmin Martinez. With the gaps now significant, it was going to be worth a long shot or two. Even though Brazil would be able to continue adding to their tally. The crowd were loving it, and the points kept coming for Brazil. But there was still a little flair for the underdogs in this match. "78 points to 9, the final score. Paula Clocker and her team congratulating themselves on a job well done. They'll finish second in Pool A and will take on the winners in Group B in the semi-finals. Time then for Brazil's men, who are facing Puerto Rico. Both sides looking for a first win in Santiago, having both been beaten by the USA and Colombia. A cagey first quarter. Cristiano Clemente just beating the possession clock to move Brazil further in front. But the lead was being extended in the second quarter, even though the Puerto Ricans were working hard to stay in the game. Zach Blair on target. And Brazil on the attack after the turnover once again. The Puerto Ricans were being blocked out, Brazil parking the bus. But if you can't go round, then maybe just shoot the hard way. Zach Blair in the 77 shirt, once again for Puerto Rico. There wasn't going to be a great comeback. Brazil comfortable winners. 88 points to 36. A third place finish in the group for Brazil.